What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Electro being in Spider-Man 3. That whole news story came out on Thursday of this past week, and boy, was it a story. You know, we had actually a week of just Spider-Man things, kind of very questionable Spider-Man things with the Peter Parker face change in, Spider-Man, the actual Spider-Man game, and then we have this. So here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say for this. I said this on Twitter. I didn't like his character in 2, Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't like either of those two movies just in general. I think that's the general consensus, I think, just out there, that those two movies were not very well done, that the second one is one of, if not the worst Spider-Man movies ever made. Even though I don't even like the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire ones in general, I think there's good parts to them. I get why others like them. I've just never, I've been a fan of Spider-Man for the longest time. I've just never really been a fan of any of the movies besides maybe one or two of them. And then the fact that they're bringing him into this this Spider-Man world, we have to be careful. There has been people that said that maybe he could be like a very short cameo, like maybe like a J. Jonah Jameson thing that would happen at the end. Although you look at what's probably going to happen with Spider-Man 3, you'd imagine he would be in it slightly more. So it's not like he is just a cameo, like he is actually going to be in it. And there's talk of could he be starting the Sinister Six or Sinister Six in general. There's really two ways they could go about this. Number one is actually they could do both. They could make this a Spider-Verse thing as well as having the Sinister Six, or they could just, for some reason, be doing this, hoping people forget, maybe providing some sort of weird excuse to have this happen, and then doing a Sinister Six anyway. I feel like for something like this to be possible, though, there has to be more behind it. You don't bring back a character, like, no matter how much people, and I know people said, like, they've liked Electro, they like Jamie Foxx's version, like, no matter, they could say that all they want, but you don't just pick, they don't just say, you know what, that Spider-Man 2, with Andrew Garfield, Electro, he was just the greatest part of that film, and the film was a masterpiece anyway, so let's just take him and put him in this one. Really, for no reason, we're just going to do it. There's got to be more behind it. Now, I did see a theory, I think it was from, Jeremy Conrad, one of the guys who does, he does a lot of Marvel, he does, a lot of comic-y and TV and movie rumors. He was talking about how it's very possible that this does work into the larger Marvel world where Wanda maybe completely destroys realities in Wanda. In fact, we kind of know she's messing with them pretty darn severely, and those can have major ramifications. So it's possible that she's doing that we experience kind of a repercussion of that in Spider-Man, where maybe it kind of opens up maybe Wanda causes it. We open up a Spider-Verse, and then Doctor Strange 2, in Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange gets called in to kind of fix the issue. They're like, okay, this is bad. There's a lot of things going on here. There's all of these alternate dimensions and all these alternate things going on that should not be happening. We have to fix it. I will tell you that I love that idea, and I think I want that to happen, and I hope that's going to happen. Look, the best part of it, I guess, is that they do have a plan. And while I have said, and I do stand by this, by the way, that I'm not as confident for Phase 4 that I've been for any other parts of this, and that I'm not going into every single film, every single TV show, every single everything with enormous confidence and excitement. I am still excited from time to time, and I think that while the plan may not be as good as it maybe has been, or maybe you'll never reach the lengths of what you've done, they still do have a plan. It's not like they turned their brains off and said, okay, let's just spitball it. Let's just go one movie at a time, one TV show at a time. None of them are connected. They're all just doing their own thing. We're just going to kind of plan. I mean, that is a recipe for complete disaster. If they've done anything right, which they've done actually a lot of things, almost everything right, but if they've done anything right, is had a plan. Everything works really, really well so far in their world, from any TV show, any side, quote-unquote, side project that they've done, as well as the big boy stuff, the main movies. It's all worked in to the timeline extremely, besides maybe what they did at the end of Endgame, which kind of is a little weird and actually has some really weird ramifications that don't actually add up. They kind of made up their own rules there, but that's what happens when you introduce time travel. But besides that, they've had their stuff together for the majority of this. So doing something so odd, I don't necessarily think, what's good, I guess, another good thing is that it's not necessarily getting like the most hate in the world. It's more or less, and even from me, like yeah, I don't, it's kind of a thing where like I'm more interested in what it could be a part of, like what the overall bigger plan is, than the actual, than them actually doing it, themselves. But I'm not mad at it. I don't hate the idea, and that's good. That's good because I think, the Peter Parker face change thing of the game, that was met with hate, that was met with confusion, that was met with like, what the heck are they doing? For this, some of those same things, it's met with like, oh, well, that's different. That's not something we were expecting at all. Like, what the heck are you doing? But it's not met with like, well, they messed up. I mean, it's not like literally what I said earlier. It's not that they literally said, "Oh, we're just choosing. Like, let's just pick characters that were in past ones, put them in. We'll hope people forgot that they played the same character and it's not the same version, or it is the same version. We just don't care." It's not like they've done that. You know what I mean? And so I do think they honestly could be making a Spider-Verse thing, albeit a very short one. If that rumor, if you want to, subscribe to that rumor and follow it through, if Doctor Strange, say, would to fix it, which you can't have, all of these messed up realities going on all at the same time. So eventually it would have to be fixed. So it may not be for the longest time in the world. But if this is this is part of their overall plan to maybe get Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, bring in some other villains, bring in some other characters, you could do it wrong. I know a lot. I saw actually, I think it was like a Screen Rant article that said like, they could be going down the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 route of like just having too much going on or too many villains in general. They totally could. That's definitely something you have to worry about. And if you were to do this, I mean, obviously you had Into the Spider-Verse that did it really, really well. But if you did this now in a live action thing, you got to be very, very careful with it because you can't overpopulate. You can have too much going on. And if things aren't given time to develop, if things aren't given time to breathe, you're wasting having them in there in the first place, or you're basically wasting those characters in general because they could have been done better maybe on their own, or if you maybe cut the character list in half. So it is something to keep in mind that just because if they are, if it is a Spider-Verse, I would say it's not guaranteed to be amazing. I mean, there could definitely be some problems there, but I do think that is a really cool thing in general. If they wanted to do that, they would be taking not just Spider-Man, but they'd be taking the MCU in a direction that I don't really know. People had always speculated, or people had always, I guess, had the idea in their head that like, what if they could do, not the show What If, but, like that would be something really cool to see a live, Spider-Verse thing going on. It's got a load of potential. It's got a load of potential, like in quality, and also a load of potential in that it would actually probably make a lot of people very, very happy. Whenever you do meetups or like group events like this, right, you tend to get people very, very pumped for it, and you make it, I think, easier on yourself to please as many people as humanly possible. So I am excited. I'm still very questioning. It's not like a slam dunk this is going to be a success. I'm definitely excited for the potential of this, and we'll probably start to get more information on this as we go in the fall. We know that filming for the third Spider-Man movie starts very, very soon, which actually means the Uncharted movie is just about done. So if we see anything or hear anything from those filming, from the filming set, we'll definitely, I'll definitely make videos. We'll definitely talk about that on these channels, okay? Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Do you think this is a Spider-Verse? Do you think this is an attempt to do a Sinister Six? Do you think it's going to be good, bad? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you all so much for watching. I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.